Chapter 7. Time for homecoming. Sunset Shimmer raced upstairs to her bedroom. She opened her journal and began writing an urgent message in it to Princess Twilight. "This is going to sound crazy," she scribbled, as fast as she could. "But are we friends?" She hesitated, unsure if she should ask. Her next question, "Am I nice?" she finally wrote. She put down her pen and stared at the blank space in her journal. How long would it take Princess Twilight to answer her? What would she say? What would she do? If Princess Twilight didn't remember how much she had changed. She glanced over to her desk at the yearbook from her freshman year. Biggest meaning. "Please answer me. Please answer. Please answer," she whispered in her magic journal. Nothing. It was still blank. She ran her fingers across the paper as thought that might help the words appear. Just as she was about to give up, she noticed the blank space. Sparkled. Princess Twilight was writing back to her. "Of course we were friends." Sunset Shimmer breathed a huge sigh of relief. "Are you okay?" continued Princess Twilight in the journal. "What's going on?" Sunset Shimmer picked up her pen and wrote as fast as she could. "Kind of hard to explain. Might be easier in person." "Well, not in person, so to speak." Sunset Shimmer had to talk to Princess Twilight. She needed her help more than ever. It was time for her to go back. She raced over to Canterlot High and stood before the statue of the Wondercolts. In front of the school, the statue was actually a portal between the two worlds, but most people didn't know that. As soon as the coast was clear, Sunset Shimmer approached it, took a deep breath, and sped through it, whirling and swirling through different dimensions until she landed in Equestria. It took her a moment to get used to having hooves again, but soon enough she was standing on all four legs and shaking her mane free. She was a pony again. Her eyes lit up as she saw Princess Twilight trot towards her, but she stumbled when she tried to walk. She tried to reach out with her hooves and tumbled forward. "Oops," she apologized. "I was trying to hug you." Twilight sparkled, smiled warmly at Sunset Shimmer. It was good to have her back, and there was so much to show her. But what was going on back at Canterlot High? Chapter 8. A surprising reunion. "This is bad, Sunset," said Princess Twilight. Back at her castle, it was beyond anything I've ever heard of. "Although, what?" asked Sunset Shimmer. "I just had an idea." Princess Twilight thought hard. She knew a lot about both friendships and magic, but this was one of the hardest, most confusing problems she had ever faced. "You might not like this," she warned Sunset Shimmer. "I'll do anything to get my friends back." Sunset Shimmer pleaded. "There is one pony who might be able to help, but I don't know if you two want to see each other." "Who?" blurted out Sunset Shimmer. A moment later, however, she knew exactly who Princess Twilight was talking about. "Oh." Her face fell. Long ago, Sunset Shimmer had been one of Princess Celestia's students, but she had been impatient for magical power and had stolen Princess Twilight's enchanted crown. She ended up at Canterlot High in the world of human, being to learn about friendship with Princess Twilight helped. She never been back to apologize to Celestia, but the time had clearly come to. Together, the ponies approached the majestic entrance to Princess Celestia's castle. They walked down the hallway along the red carpet, side by side. Sunset Shimmer was nervous, but she was glad Princess Twilight was beside her. Princess Twilight gave her a reassuring smile. At the very end of the room, sitting on her throne, was Princess Celestia. Santa Shimmer felt ashamed as she bowed before Princess Celestia. She kept her eyes lowered. None of the ponies in attendance whined or neighed. Princess Twilight held her breath. So began Princess Twilight, trying to lighten the mood. You never guess who's back. Actually, maybe you can guess. Because she's right here. But, she paused and bent her head close to Sunset Shimmer. Am I helping? Sunset Shimmer looked a deep breath. No. Sunset Shimmer took a deep breath. No one at Cantala High remembered how much she had changed. But she did. She knew she was different. She knew what she had learned about friendship. Princess Celestia, she began in a low voice. The last time we saw each other, I was your snide little pupil who betrayed and abandoned you. I would have said it that way. Princess Twilight was stunned at Sunset Shimmer's bowed honesty. What Sunset means to say is, I mean, interrupted Sunset Shimmer, that I come before you a changed pony, humbly asking for forgiveness, guidance, and knowledge. Princess Celestia's face was serene and unreadable. Sunset Shimmer had no idea what she was thinking, but she wasn't going to let that stop her. Or she continued, I can just go, and you never have to see me again. Twilight was about to jump in, but no sooner had she opened her mouth than Princess Celestia silenced her with a cool stare. Princess Celestia gazed into Sunset Shimmer's eyes. For a long time Sunset Shimmer's heart beat fast, but she didn't look away. At long last Princess Celestia spoke. I have missed you, Sunset Shimmer. A small smile turned up the corner of her lips. I'm so sorry, Sunset Shimmer gushed. She was so grateful not to be turned away. Princess Celestia nuzzled her reassuringly, and Sunset Shimmer was overcome with happiness. Princess Twilight was ecstatic too. Now every pony was friends again. That is every pony in Equestria. There was still the huge problem back at Cantala High. Why didn't any of the human girls remember how Sunset Shimmer had changed? Chapter 9. The Biggest Reader. The ponies strolled together through the castle, trying to figure out what might have happened at Cantala High. I am not familiar with the exact spell that could have erased your friend's memories, must mushed Princess Celestia. But sounds unmistakably like equestrian magic is at work in your world. Princess Luna nodded her head in agreement. Indeed, the tattooing of the nefarious enchantment could portend unimaginable catastrophe if left unchecked. Sunset Shimmer sighed. Audibly, she still she still felt warmly. Being back at Equestria, at Canterlot High, the princess counterparts were the principal and vice principal. It could all get so confusing, and I'm so used to hearing you tell the students not to park in factually lot, facility lot. She tried to explain. Princess Luna frowned. What a strange thing to say. This facility lot you speak of sounds like the place of great power. Sasha Shimmer smiled. Well, it was a Cantala High, but most of the people there have no idea about the power of pony magic. Princess Celestia opened the door to her royal library. The answers you seek are here, she said. Sunset Shimmer had forgotten what an enormous place it was. There got to be a million books in here. I wish, interrupted Princess Twilight. But don't worry, you're looking at some pony who knows this place like the back of her hoof, hooves. Without a word, Princess Celestia began walking away. From then and toward the very back of the library. Where are you going? Asked Princess Twilight. To the restricted section, answered Princess Celestia. Princess Twilight's eyes widened. She couldn't believe it. There were more books here than she knew about. There's a rehearsed breath, Twilight, whispered Sunset Shimmer to her friend. In the very back of the enormous behind stacks and stacks of books were two palace guards as Princess Celestia approached. They stepped aside to reveal a hidden iron gate. Princess Celestia drew forth a key and opened it. The restricted section was almost as big as the library itself. It was packed with ancient books and dusty scrolls, strange magical artifacts, protected under glass. Princess Twilight was thrilled. She tried to breathe, but she couldn't talk. She loved to read and study. Sunset Shimmer smiled. You're sure you're up for helping me go through all this stuff? Don't take this away from me, Princess Twilight blurted out. Sunset Shimmer burst out laughing. Her Cantala High calamity was the best thing that ever happened to Princess Twilight. Princess Celestia led them to the large machine with lots of levers. I should warn you, she advised the ponies. The archive's mechanical catalog has not been well maintained. Sunset Shimmer touched a dust-covered crank, and it broke off. A drawer full of faded cards listing the books fell onto the floor. This did not look promising, but Princess Twilight was undaunted. Guess we'll just have to read everything. Come on, just exclaim. Sunset Shimmer met Princess Celestia's eyes, and they both smiled. Princess Twilight was galloping up and down the stacks, reading the titles of the books out loud. No way! She shouted. Can you believe this? There they have Canterlot Catalbilins, Volume 31. You heard me. 31, Sunset. That's when the series gets good. And look, over here, an original Wendigo weather warning from the pre-Equestrian era. Sunset Shimmer looked all around the enormous room. How long would it take to read all these books? And would any of them ever have the answers to what had happened to her? She tried not to feel hopeless. At least Princess Twilight seemed up to the job.